My name is Keith Lemon. I am a combat veteran, a father of 3 children, and an active duty military pediatrician who specializes in taking care of teenagers and young adults. It's my great honor to introduce this program designed specifically for you, teenagers and young adults, whose parents and family members are serving their country in the United States military. While it's obvious that your parents and your family members are serving and sacrificing, it may often feel as though your personal service and sacrifice goes unnoticed. Let me say right now, we are aware of the challenges of being a member of a military family, and we want to thank you for all of the things that you and your family do to support your military family member when they have to be away from home for their job. The goals of this program are to support you and your family, to help you learn what to expect when a member of your family deploys, to help you develop skills needed to get through a deployment successfully, and to help members of your community understand what it is that you and your family are going through during this challenging time. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and for using all the other resources that are contained within it.
I worry for safety and
I sometimes feel sad.
It's okay to be sad or angry.
what I actually have now is just my mom, and what I really needed before was my dad.
I have to take care of my brother a lot, so my mom just doesn't have time anymore.
Every day I talk to him, I don't feel sad.
We were shocked. I was a little upset with that. I was kind of scared. I felt sick sometimes, but now that he's back, I don't get him as much.
On the news, they didn't tell the good stuff, they just told the bad stuff.
So I don't think I realized how much it affected me. I think it's easier to talk to someone about it instead of keeping it inside.
None of my friends' families are deployed there or in the Army, so I'm pretty much the only one.
He was saving our country, so.
Hello, my name's Cameron Luck. If you're watching this video, chances are that someone close to you has been or is going to be deployed as part of the military job. But don't worry, you're not alone, even though it may feel that way sometimes. There are many families in the same situation, and everyone handles the experience in different ways. When your mom or dad first left, you may have felt upset or scared. You may have been mad that your mom would miss your games or school activities or wouldn't be able to help you with your homework. On the other hand, you may have felt proud that they're the ones helping to defend and protect our country. Some kids don't feel any differently at all when their parent has to go away. We made this video so we could show you how other kids are feeling about somebody in their family being deployed. Maybe some of the things they are doing will work for you too.
I just feel like someone's taking away something that's not theirs to take.
It's okay to be sad or angry, and stuff like if you have sisters and brothers, it's gonna be really hard, but there's nothing to worry about and stuff. It's all gonna be okay.
Well, when my dad left out, I got very sad because I was kind of like a daddy's girl, kind of.
But I never realized how much I miss him, actually. Yeah, I miss him terribly.
Sometimes I would go into my mom's room just to give her a kiss goodnight, and she wouldn't be there.
I guess stress is like loneliness. There's no medicine or stuff that I can take to cure it. Like if you have a broken leg, you would want to get it cured, but when you have sadness or stress, you want it gone.
Well, they always want to talk about it. They're just so your dad's deployed, where is he and stuff. And it's just not something that I like to share with everybody.
I don't think I realized how much it affected me. Yeah, until he came back, and now that I'm older, I look back and I'm like, well, maybe things would have been different if he was there.
Having mom or dad gone can be tough. Before your mom leaves, she may be busy getting ready for a military job. This may not leave a lot of time to spend with you. Maybe you're wondering what you're going to do without her, or how things will change in the family. You may even be wondering how things are going to be when she comes back. You might be having strange feelings you've never had before as you go through this deployment experience. These feelings are really normal, and they're not because there's anything wrong with you. They come from uncertainty about the future and the big changes to your normal routine. This is a lot for us to go through, but others have gone through it and have come out okay, as you will see.
If he goes like several times a year, it gets really frustrating.
Okay, and why is that?
Because I think the last time he was here for my birthday was like 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah. And they always send him away during the summer.
My mom's a single mom now, so she has to like take care of me and my brother by herself. So I take on a lot of that now.
And I think one of the hard things about having a military parent is, seeing other families, with, a mom and a dad, a brother and sister, just a full family, and me walking with, my mom and my sister.
I'm not able to do as much. Like, he brought me to soccer, and he did a lot of stuff with Boy Scouts.
He's kind of our base of our family. So without him, things don't go too smooth.
Well, he went over there, and he was supposed to come back, like, sooner, but then they made him stay, like, 4 extra months or something, because they had to keep him longer. So I didn't like that.
I had to become my mom's right hand. I was with her all the time. The boys said that they had to become the man of the house. I'm the oldest in the family, and I kind of had to be that quote unquote man in the house.
I made the freshman basketball team when he was gone, so he never got to see one of my games. So that was pretty tough for me.
It seems like to most people, the sacrifice that the family has to suffer is almost more subtle, just in little ways. You're only able to talk to the person on certain times, Saturday evenings or Sunday mornings or something, and you lose either time with friends or you lose other times to talk to that person that you love.
It's just hard to not concentrate on him being gone with the news and everything. And then you feel like you're broken down. Like a piece of you's left, maybe forever.
So now it's harder without him here at home. And really, he helped me a lot when he was home. Like schoolwork and like that, he always pushed me to do well because he knew that I had the potential. So he'd really push me a lot harder to make sure that I got my schoolwork done and I did this and I did that. But like since he's been gone, I cared a lot less because I didn't have somebody pushing me to do better.
Just having another guy to talk to usually is just, and then when you don't have that guy to talk to, you just feel like you're alone and you're outnumbered, so you don't get to do a lot of stuff. So I get into chick flicks all the time. That's the big problem.
Well, I go to the mall and going to like Victoria's Secret. Sitting outside holding your mom's purse outside the ladies' changing room, just looking around, looking for one guy, just to make sure that you're not the only guy in there. That's one sacrifice that I had to make, not having, my father.
Some of us have been separated from our dads before for our military duties, but this time it may seem different because of the potential dangers of his job during wartime. When you think of war, you may think of your dad getting hurt or even dying. These are the worst things that could happen to your dad while he's away. It's normal to worry about that, but most return home safely. It's important to realize that your dad is a part of the best military in the world, and they're surrounded by others who'll be watching their back. Bottom line, it's important to recognize your fear, but not to dwell on it. If you have these fears, talk about how you're feeling with someone in your family or someone you trust. Let's see what other kids are thinking about.
He wasn't on the internet for a while, and he wasn't calling.
Okay.
So there was some action. She thought that he had died.
I get sad a lot when he's gone.
A lot?
Like when I hear about bombs going off and stuff.
I think it was yesterday. I was having a good time, and we were going to go to Unit Lodge. I went and hugged my friend, and I started crying.
When he's over there, it makes us feel glad that he's fighting for our country, but then while we are glad, we are sad.
That maybe he was not gonna make it back. He would plan the call before, or he'll go on the internet and
like through the whole camera thing, because he bought a camera so we can look at him while he was talking. And I thought maybe something bad's gonna happen while he's talking, and we're gonna see him die.
Well, when he was bombed, when the bomb went off on December 21st, I was pretty angry. Just at the world, just because I was like, wow, because he was wounded, so I was just angry, and I was like, he has to be alright.
If he wants to fight for his country, let him go. Just so he knows that he's got people here that love him.
I don't really feel like he fully gets it. He'll like he has a Game Boy, and he'll like, when he loses the game or something, it'll play like some song, and he'll be like, this is how I feel that Dad's leaving or whatever, because it's like a slow song or something. And then it'll have like a fast, happy song if you win or something. He'll be like, this is how I feel when Dad comes back and stuff.
Almost every weekend, I worry about him. I get nervous sometimes because I feel like it's never going to come, and sad that it's never going to come, that he's not coming back soon enough, but I don't feel angry or really upset.
Possibly my dad, not getting killed, but maybe like hurting himself to where he can't walk, or he has like a missing arm or something like that.
And so every time you like look at the news and you're like, guys, be quiet, I really want to watch this, because you know your dad's over there and there's a bombing, and you just pray, please, like my dad, okay. But now he's way up in Turkey, so I believe he's wicked safe, and the pictures he sends home, he's so happy with the kids there and stuff. So.
Some kids find that watching news coverage of the war can be upsetting. It seems that only the negative parts are shown on the news. You're probably hearing positive stories from your family member that never make it to the news. If you do watch the news or read the paper, keep in mind that things are not always bad as they seem. For every negative thing that is shown, there are many positive things that are not being shown. I'll bet that your mom or dad is much more likely to be helping out with the positive stuff.
My mom didn't want us to watch the news because it was just too depressing, so we didn't watch it. Because on the news, they didn't tell the good stuff, they just told the bad stuff.
He said that it's a lot different over there than what the news says. The news just focuses on all the war and all the hate and all the bombings and stuff.
They don't show any of the good stuff at all. But I wish that they'd show more of what they were actually doing to help.
But a lot of stories on the news about a bombing or a whole bunch of people getting killed. And
I watch it for a while, but when I hear something about a car bombing, I have to cover my ears.
Well, my mom does, and if she finds anything that she should tell us, she'll tell us. And sometimes I'll just take a peek at stuff in doctor's offices or something, and I'll just watch it for a little bit because there's nothing else.
I try not watching the news, because they would always say something, something negative. They wouldn't say nothing positive. That's the problem with,
My mom does. I don't really care for it because, then again, I really don't want to see what's happening, because if I do, then I'm going to end up worrying more. Right. So I'd rather just hear what my dad's saying to me and not really drone out everything else, because the media has one thing that they want you to believe, and what's actually going on is a different thing. Okay. So I'd rather just stick to what my dad has to say.
Coping is what we do to feel better when we feel bad or don't understand our feelings. There are many different ways to cope. Some make things better, but others can even make things worse. It's important to learn healthy ways to cope. It's normal to be angry when your mom first leaves, but staying angry doesn't do anyone any good. Most kids find it's helpful to join activities outside the home as a great way to relieve stress. Some play sports, others join clubs, some hang out with friends or take new classes at school. It could also be a great opportunity to spend more time with the rest of your family. Also, consider looking to other people to talk to, such as other relatives, maybe your friends, maybe even a doctor, your minister, or teachers. You may even know somebody else whose family member is deployed and knows exactly what you are going through. Look to these people and develop relationships with them while your family member is away. Believe me, it'll make your family deployment experience a lot easier.
Basically, you feel like, you're the only one that you want other people to feel your pain, basically. You want, that kid who has both parents, all their sisters, nobody in their family's died, federally. You want them to feel your pain, what it feels like to have your parents gone, not to have your father around, not to have your mother around. You want the whole world to know how it feels.
But stay in contact with your dad.
Every day I talk to him, I don't feel sad. No, because that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be going into the Army too.
But most of my friends, the way military kids tend to get over it or get through the deployment is they stay busy.
I think that just putting it out of your mind and not thinking about it is good.
Don't keep your emotions bottled up and focus on your homework. Talk to her sometimes, like on the computer, if you have her email address over there. If you brought her laptop or something. People that had their mom deployed, and ask them for advice what to do and what not to do.
So I decided I was going to try to teach myself how to draw better, because before I couldn't draw as well. So I thought maybe I should draw a little bit more, and maybe that will help me get through it.
And when my dad was leaving, he's like, "Why are you crying? This is what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
If you get deployed, yeah."
Cool, and I figured out that my friends helped me get through a lot of it.
And so I took care of my dogs more often. I would take up, hurt animals and everything, help them out a lot.
Get outside, grab a bunch of friends, play dodgeball, do anything. Just get your mind off it and talk about it.
Okay.
It really helps. I go up in my room, I watch TV, I play PlayStation, I do whatever. Okay. Something to get my mind off from him.
You surround yourself and you keep busy as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And do something you enjoy. Make sure you make time for yourself in the day.
I think it's easier to talk to someone about it instead of keeping it inside. Because I used to keep it inside and not say anything to anyone, and then I'd get really angry from keeping it all inside. And it's really different from what I expected. Like, I didn't think all the kids would listen and stuff, but they actually do.
Remember that we are not alone during this deployment experience. There are many people who are able and willing to help us. It's okay to let a trusted adult know when you're feeling bad. If they can't help you, the chances are they can find somebody who can. The military and your community are also very concerned about you while your family member is away. They have many ways to help you get through the deployment experience.
All of the families should pay attention to their kids, because the wives, the husbands are going through a lot, and they've got their problems, and so do the kids.
My brother had they had a counselor at his school that had meetings with other kids and talked about it. At my high school, there's maybe 2 or 3 other kids that their family was in Iraq but wasn't deployed. So out of the 1,200 kids at my high school, I was probably maybe one out of 2 of the families that were deployed.
So did I. My teachers were calling my mom and talking to her about how I was doing.
The solution probably would be for the ones that are sitting outside of the group to try to bring them in and show them that they're not alone and that a lot of our other friends have family that are missing.
We talked a lot, and it made us become better friends. And then I had a counselor at school, and then I had a counselor outside of school.
Probably if I had someone to talk to, it'd probably be easy. But we could, in my community, it'd be cool if we could have a get together every week or so, and just talk about how it is and stuff.
Don't broadly come out and say, "Do you want to talk about something?" Gradually come into it. Kids will probably back down a lot, because it's hard to talk about stuff.
Well, I'm kind of both. Sometimes I get annoyed and I want to talk about it. But, they try to, help too much. I only want to be helped a little.
It was really good that my friends would help me out a little bit, because I didn't like to be depressed. And I was depressed for, a little bit. But then I got out of it when my friends started telling me it was going to be okay, that he was going to be fine and nothing bad was going to happen.
maybe my school could have stepped in a little bit harder, you know, just like trying to make a group of like kids like my brother's school.
One of my teachers, she was really helpful. She would ask me how like my dad was doing and stuff. But at my school, we had brought like all the kids whose parents are on deployment, and we all got together. And so I had a guidance counselor then, but not before.
And I think counseling is one of the best things for me. And another important thing is to have a good friend that you can talk to about it.
There's no question that things change once your dad leaves, but not all change is bad. Being the kid of a military parent has its challenges, but it also has enormous rewards. My friends and I have realized that being around the military has helped us to become less judgmental and more accepting of others, more flexible and adaptable, and it's also helped us to develop an intense love and respect for our family. Many kids don't get the opportunity to work on these life skills until much later in life, but we get the opportunity to learn them early on because it helps us deal with our family's job. We contribute to their success by stepping up when they must go away. We may not always be happy to do this, but we learn it's part of being in a military family. Taking on extra responsibility and doing a good job of it is a great help to our family and may lead to the kind of independence and responsibility we're looking for later on.
Makes me confident that I can make oodles and noodles.
What is that?
It's these noodles that you can cook in a pan. You put seasoning on them. Yeah. They're also known as ramen noodles.
Okay.
I can now use the oven, and my mom trusted me with the oven and stuff.
Maybe I'm a little more independent.
Usually when my dad was here, we always like get into fights, and I always used to take his stuff and put some stuff on me, and we got into fights. But now, because Dad's not home, he's like, we're hanging out a lot more, not getting into much fights anymore.
I get to take care. I learned the responsibility for my brothers, watching them. And yeah, so it learns to take care of other people and yourself.
Yeah, I got stronger individually. I'm more independent than I was before after my dad left. Now I'm more independent.
At first it was like I didn't want to do it. I was like, why do I always have to do this all the time? But then when I started doing it more, I was like, oh, I understand why this is now. And it made me have more respect for him.
Okay.
My dad was my mom's the stricter one, but he kind of follows along. So now my mom has become less strict, but more yelling of those things that she's like not strict as. So it's almost like my mom's like, yeah, you can go out in a group, and she emailed my dad, oh yeah, she went to the movies by herself. What? No parents? And I go, oh yeah, and then out to dinner.
As unfortunate that it is that he's gone, it's actually helped our family a lot. We've gotten closer.
It made me a stronger person altogether. I learned more things, like if you got hurt and your mom wasn't home, you learned how to bandage up a cut, or if you didn't feel good, you can get yourself an aspirin or something. Make your own food for dinner. That's a big thing the kids have to go through.
Like when I was maybe 10 or 11, I was used to having, say, my parents iron my clothes. But as soon as my dad left, my mom handed me an iron and said, straighten out your clothes, iron them. I'm not ironing them, I'm late for work. So I learned how to do that the hard way. She basically told me to man up, and at like 12 years old, Bryce, you need to man up, start doing your chores.
I never really got depressed with my dad being deployed or anything. I almost felt more proud of him for him being able to serve his country. I believe my dad's deployment kind of, it did help me determine what I want to do in the future after I graduate and that sort of deal, because if he hadn't and I hadn't become my mom's right hand and stuff, then I don't think I wouldn't be a nurse. I may still be going into the Army and stuff, but not as a nurse.
Take it out on somebody else. That's like innocent bystander. Like, say my sister walked in on me when I was, basically just doing nothing, watching TV, and she asked me for, how to find out the circumference of a circle. I would say go bother somebody else. And then she would leave, and then I would realize what I did, and that she was just asking me to help her with a problem. Then I would just, call her back in and help her.
Okay, now for one of the most important things. Most young people are going to do just fine with their family's deployment, but for some, the experience may become too overwhelming. If this happens to you, it's very important that you let someone you trust know that you're feeling too stressed out. I'm going to list a few things to be on the lookout for in your friends and yourself. If you start to notice these things, please let someone know, like a parent, another relative, a close friend, a minister, a teacher, or a medical professional. Okay, here goes. Dropping grades, feeling tired all the time, getting moody or angry a lot, feeling bored all the time, thinking about hurting yourself or others, worrying a lot, feeling physically sick, losing your appetite or eating too much, feeling sad or hopeless, thinking of using alcohol or drugs. Hopefully these things won't happen to you, but if they do, people who care about you need to know. Remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength.
My brother, like for that past week, he was just really sad, and I had to get over it, you know. Yeah. So, you know, I didn't want to be sad with him because, you know, I need to show him that you need to be tough and strong. So
my grades were slipping in English class really bad.
So I ended up starting out the school year with being an A+ student. By the end of the school year, I was getting like C's and D's. So it went down fast. My little sister, she did a lot worse than I did with school. She really never wanted to go. She didn't want to go. She wouldn't get up in the morning. She'd stay in bed.
Because they would always ask me, oh, are you okay? And the guidance counselor would get really annoying, and she'd keep sending me to her office, and I didn't want to talk about it.
My dad got deployed a couple years back, and I shut down completely and didn't do anything. Stayed at home for a week, didn't go to school, didn't go outside, didn't eat a lot. Just stayed all by myself in my room.
I had a friend, and his mom was in the military. And at first, his hair was he was very outgoing and stuff. But his hair used to be blonde, and then he dyed it all black, and then he was wearing all black. And even though it's a style, but he took the style to another level, and he went all crazy.
So, you saw other people were dealing with military deployment. I got involved in this project because my dad was recently deployed too. We experienced many of the issues we discussed in this video. We realized that over time, this experience brought our family closer and made us stronger. I hope that you'll be able to get these same benefits from these challenging times. Remember that you are not alone as your family goes through the deployment. If times get tough, remember that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Talk about your feelings and emotions with people you trust. Look forward to knowing that the difficult times won't last forever, and you'll be a stronger, more confident person in the end. Consider using some of the great coping techniques you've heard about in the video. I hope you'll take stress management to the next level by creating your own military youth stress management plan. Oh, and don't forget to check out the other cool resources contained in this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope this program made things a little easier for you. See ya.
Hey, Dr. Lemon here again. As you can see, we believe there is something very special about kids whose parents and family members serve in the military. Please make sure that you check out the other cool resources on the DVD that Cameron mentioned, especially the personalized stress management plan. This is a cool plan that you can individualize. It will help you get a handle on the stresses in your life and will help you come up with healthy ways of dealing with them. There's also a facilitator's guide, internet and publication resource lists, and educational and promotional materials for adults working with kids to help them get through deployment more successfully. Thanks for watching this video, and best wishes to you and your military family.